in general, in sewing, seams need to be secured at the end. There can be simple seams if there will be a crossover seam catching that end, or if it's the end of, let's say, a trim, you need to end the stitches there. There's various ways to secure the stitches. That way, that seam will not come raveled. If you need to secure at the beginning, you basically do the same thing but in reverse direction. For instance, when securing a seam at the end on faux leather, there are three basic options. One is to go to the edge and literally snip if it's going to be crossed into another seam, or sew to the end, reduce your stitch length, and then go in reverse a few stitches. That will conceal those stitches into the end of the seam. By reversing with shorter stitches, you can conceal the securing into the existing seam. And typically, if I can, I would use half the stitch length I had on top so that I can reverse maybe 2 or 4 stitches and then have them match the original seam. A second method, if you need to stop on the spot and not go any further, for instance at the edge or even before the edge of a project, then you can literally bring the stitch length to 0 and sew on the spot a few stitches. And then pull and cut. A reminder that if you're using heavy thread like upholstery thread, let's say in bag making, you don't want to use the automatic cutter. The thread is too thick for that. You basically use the external cutter or your scissors. Notice that this method allows you to stop on the dot anywhere. One thing to remember is that it will leave a chain of knots underneath. If they are concealed into the project, that's okay, but you do not want to trim these off. That would unsecure your seam.